Hello, neighbor. What's happening, folks? Let some people join in here because you know how these notification things work on the YouTube. Takes a while for it to go out. So let's see who jumps in. See who we got. Currently sitting at 12:37 EST on 3925. Well, hello, Miss Krista. How be ye? Yeah, sitting 12:38 EST on 3925. A little bit later than what I wanted to, but computers, they're great machines. And also having a conversation with the wife, so she comes first. She allows me to do all this dumb stuff, so I'll sit and talk to her anytime she wants. Waiting for ACR to jump in here because I got something's bottle wise to show him here today. How are things out in the great state of Washington? Yeah, that's how dry shitties is. That's how dry shitties is. I mean, just in a couple more months, you'll be looking forward to boat races, right? And all the fun that brings the area. I actually don't miss that at all. When I worked for Columbia Basin Satellite or Direct or Charter, having to drive around and deal with all that trying to get between jobs, and yeah, that was always fun. Having all the terrorists come into the area for a few weeks. I love the air show because living over by the airport, I get to see a lot of the planes and stuff from up on top of, was it Road 38 there. We could go up to the end of what's up, Quack Attack? Got to the end of Burden Boulevard there, and there was, the road curves down around and takes you down to I believe it was Argent. Um, yeah, same road that CBC's on. And the airport and all that. We used to set up on top of the hill and be able to see all the different planes coming through there. It was kind of cool, me being a plane guy. See, I haven't lived out there for 10 years, but I still can remember some of it. I'm not that old yet, I guess. But yeah, that it was cool when I lived out there and whatnot, but it was kind of one of those situations. The X made it not so cool. So glad I'm not dealing with any of that anymore. Put it that way. Far better man, better off. But just to that. We were talking about the Northman stuff last night a little bit on ACR's live, and yeah, talking about that. And I have a special blend here today. I wanted to talk to ACR a little bit about, but yeah, I'm hoping that I can get Twin to jump on my podcast with me, as well as ACR. Start out with those guys, and see who else I can get on down the road here. But talking about all the Minuteman prepared civilian type things and everything else, um, need to get with those guys to be able to work all that out. But with Twin being back to work and the time difference between here and ACR and everybody else, it's kind of like trying to nail Jello to a wall. It's a little fun, but yeah, at least this Sunday, I'm not having to deal with the stuff like I did last Sunday. That was a whole nother. It was actually a real life SHTF situation that I had to deal with, and it was not fun not by any means, but yeah, it was a real life SHTF. Sitting here, had the live, all that, had a good time. Kids got here and went up, visited a little bit, and then my daughter's boyfriend was going to be on the podcast with me. He was on Warrior Collective with me and my brother before, um, talking about community and things like that. He does a lot with our community here in our local area, and wanted to talk to him about how to establish your own community. You may not like people, but how can you establish community? So we talked about that in the Warrior Collective, but I was bringing him in for my schizo rant because he loves going on schizo rants with me here at the house. So why not bring him on? About half hour in, and it was fire, pure fire. About a half hour in, and I get a call from neighbor over at my parents' old place, and I'm like, oh, he's probably calling to shoot the breeze after church or something, right? Because he does that from time to time. Still close with the neighbors over there, and yeah, no. Then I end up getting a text from him. I'm like, okay, I'll text him back after done recording. Then I get a call from the other neighbor who owns the property behind the house. And I'm like, okay, this has gotten real. Something's going on. So I end up ending the recording. Unfortunately, it didn't save. Even though I went through the whole thing, it did not save. I ended it at like a half hour. Figure out what's going on. Go over there. Come to find out there's busted pipes or a busted pipe. When I went to winterize the house, I tried to dot all my I's, cross all my T's, do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, definitely no bueno, no fun, Krista. Um, in the fall, it was like before Christmas, but after Thanksgiving, because we stayed pretty temperate till then. It's 50s and stuff. It wasn't below freezing. I went and pulled the hatch, got underneath the house, made sure the heat tape was good, unplugged it, replugged it back in, made sure it was warming up and doing its thing, which it was. Cool, we're good. Then I looked and I saw there's a valve right there that's labeled shutoff valve. Cool, awesome. Turned it off. Should be good. Went up, checked the sink up in the kitchen. Cool, no water. Water shut off. Sweet, we're good. No, I wasn't. That was not the shutoff valve for the main, even though it's labeled as the main shutoff valve. It was not. I've never been under there and have to do anything with the valves or anything with the water. I've done electrical there for them before, so I know that aspect of things. I just didn't know the plumbing aspect of things. Now I do. So, as it would be, yeah, that was just a shut off for the kitchen sink, but it was labeled as the main. Okay. Yeah, main, not, yep. Yep. So thankfully Isaac went over with me. He's a little bit smaller dude. Um, he was able to get in there and get around and trace the line out where it came from, trace the pipe out, and back around the corner after you crawl in and back around the supports and all that stuff. Behind that, like 10 feet in, on the back side of the beam is where the actual main shut off was. So had that happen and then the heat tape failed, it would have helped me in that aspect because that's where this would have went. And they put the heat tape on in the wrong spot too, which is, don't get me started there. But that valve that I shut off had failed. Then the heat tape had failed. And then it ended up causing, even though we had like negative temperatures and stuff like weeks ago and all these blizzards and everything else, it didn't fail then. Didn't fail when it was freezing before. It failed now. So went in, got it shut off, disconnected the heat tape so I didn't have heating element and electrical near water or anything. Um, had to chip away probably like, I don't know, the whole way around the cover to go into the crawl space. Had to chip all the ice off from around there. Had like an ice dam on the back of the house. Um, I don't know why they don't make them more accessible, Krista. I don't understand it. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you have good builders and you have good guys that set up modulars and even mobile homes and stuff that actually mark that stuff and have it labeled. This place was not. I know mine is literally in the closet over here with the gas shut off. Like everything is right there. Awesome. But dad's place is out in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, don't know who the hillbilly was that set that up, but they did not do a good job. So we got inside, started getting the wife and my daughter brought over the shop vacs. We got like 5 of them. We got dehumidifiers, we got air purifiers, we got fans, we got all that stuff going on over there. Cleaned everything up. No like main permanent damage. The carpet was going to have to be replaced anyway. It's just older carpet, just needs replaced. I was going to leave it in the budget for doing that, but it's like nothing's damaged. Thankfully, everything's good. It was just a lot of work, and I have to keep going back over and checking on things and repositioning things and so on and so forth. So eventually, I am going to be getting the place ready to sell and selling all that off. But yeah, it's a one man show doing all that stuff, and I just frankly don't have the time every day to be over there. So I was over there probably about a week or two before it happened, and I know that we weren't that cold, so it was only like that maybe a day or two at most. I'm gonna find out when I get the water bill. But anyway, yeah, got that wrapped up and taken care of, and been back and forth over there, so I haven't gotten to finish my episode 47 for the podcast. Instead, I'm completely rewriting it and completely retooling it because I felt pulled another way. And then I had a video that I had recorded for this of my marksman chest rig, my patrol chest rig, and I'm half tempted to reshoot that as well and put that up sometime this week if I can. But yeah, crawl spaces are no fun. Building the floor trusses, uncle's house can barely fit. Dude, I'm out in Pennsylvania, Krista. Um, Crawl spaces are great if they're a good crawl space. I have been in many crawl spaces, especially being that I did electrical and cable and satellite and stuff like that. Been in many crawl spaces and many attics. There is a um, housing development out in Krista's area there. I have to try and remember the name of it. Maybe Krista can help me. If you're going out past Costco and all that, heading out towards Richland area, and you go up, and then there you make the turn, and there's like the housing development up on the right hand side. They have like all the not Horn Rapids. There's a lot of houses built up on the hill there, and they're like magnanimously huge houses. There was a house up there that it was kind of like a daylight basement set up, but the daylight basement, they ran out of money before they finished the place. So the daylight basement portion was scrapped. Yeah, I can't think of the name of that development either. It's I did tons of work there, and it's just escaping me right now. Must be my, some timers. But anyway, they scrapped the daylight basement and they backfilled around it. So it was literally a full basement, but it was never finished. To get into the basement, you had to go through a hatch in a master bedroom closet, and they had a 12-foot ladder there to climb down to get into the crawl space, which I then needed a ladder to run wires underneath. And if they ever finish it, I couldn't just tack everything to the bottom of the trusses. No, 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 no. Had to pop holes, and it was fun. But yeah, mm-mm-mm. It was not fun, but it was way better than like going like this. Meadow Springs is down like Leslie and Gage. If you go out, you're going out Gage, you make a right where Leslie is and take that around. It heads out towards West Richland. That's where it's at. If I pull up the Google machine here, I'm sure it'll show me exactly where I'm thinking of. because I think I still have some pins out there in that area. Let's see. Kennewick. Do-do-do-do-do, let's see, where we at here? Yeah, down Leslie. Yeah, Leslie and Gage, Columbia Park Trail. Not where I'm talking about. Gage. Here we go. Leslie and Gage. You make a right on Keene Road. It'd be in the development there. They got the sports complex there and Shockley Road and Queensgate. Queensgate, Meadow Hills Drive, White Bluffs, all that up there. Yeah, it was up in Queensgate area, Meadow Hills and all that. That's where she was. Gotta love the Google machine. It helps fill in the mind gaps. But yeah, up in there, I did a lot of work. Um, Up in like Ala Vista and Westgate, White Bluffs, all that. I did a ton of work up on that hill. Um, Out Marine Loop and Plateau Drive. Yeah, did a lot of work in there, and like that's where the Badger Mountain Trailhead is, and they have like the Trailhead Park and stuff up there. Um, yeah, did a lot of work up in that their development, but they had amazing crawl spaces if they had a crawl space. But you get out in Findlay and out in Benton City and out in Walla and out in BFE there, and Toppenish and Wapato and Prosser and all that, you end up having like these little tiny things you can barely fit through and weasel through. Yeah, those are a pain. Thankfully, Dad's place over there has a decent amount of room that you're not like literally crawling on your belly. You're kind of like on your hands and knees going, which is kind of nice. But where this valve was, I couldn't see it from where I could fit. I was back around the corner of a sport beam. So it's like, why? Why not just put it over there by the access, replumb it over 10 feet of pipe, call it good? No. So everything got scrapped and it got moved. I'm actually even retooling episode 47, completely rewriting the show notes for it, the bullet points for it. Um, just felt a calling in a different direction. So retooling that, and hopefully I'll be recording it sometime here in the next day or two, once I get it finished. But yeah, I wanted to jump on the live here. I think I know ACR's got his lives in the evenings and stuff, and Twin likes to do his. Well, hello, Grit and Grace. Welcome to the Tin Man channel. But yeah, Justin likes to do his early in the morning. ACR likes to do his sometimes in the evenings and stuff. And I think I'm probably gonna pop mine here like Sundays, like hey y'all, how's your week? But anyway, so how is everybody's Sunday going? Mine, this morning I woke up and I'm like, oh, okay, it's this time. No, it wasn't. It was an hour ahead. I'm like, oh, I'm already behind the eight ball. Great. So I have to get many hours worth of stuff done in a few hours. Cool. I'm tracking. I know how it's gonna go. Getting ready to work cattle. Yeah, I have cattle to work here too. Not cattle, kids. Our daughters are at that age. Our youngest is turning 20 tomorrow. And our kids are at the age where they're off running around doing their thing. Our 25-year-old that still lives here, she she actually got to go to a Rascal Flats concert. She loves Rascal Flats. Really wanted to go to their concert back in 20, but then the whole scamdemic thing happened and whatnot, and so it got scrapped. Now she's finally actually able to go to the concert. Was able to go. Took her boyfriend, and they went to go to the concert in Ohio, about 3 hours away from us. Um, so she's out doing that. Well, she'll be coming home today. They're on their way back now. They'll be back here in probably like an hour. But then she's going to end up coming home this afternoon. And then our youngest, her and her boyfriend went to dinner or lunch and a movie or something. Then they'll be back. So they're in and out. They're at that age where they're like trying to leave the nest, but not really leaving the nest. It's kind of revolving door. So we're at that point with them. So it's like, okay, we got to wrangle the kids. Who are we going to have for dinner? What are we having for dinner? Where's everybody going to be? What's the laundry schedule? So we're trying to figure all that out and play that game right now. Catch up here. Woke up stiff neck. Ooh, stiff necks suck. I hate that. I end up getting that a lot. And it's probably because I don't use the right kind of pillows or something, or I sleep like an idiot or something. I like to roll like a hot dog at 7-Eleven. That's what I generally do. But let's see here. Need to mow the farm. Quack Dack to be mowing already in March. Dang, man. We probably won't be mowing here at least for another month or so. At least till in, or I'm guessing about the end of April, maybe. If we're lucky, we can push it about like that. But I got 2 places to mow, so it's no fun for me. I have to go mow late parents' property when I get off work, and so I end up taking and popping in my headphones and podcasts and all that and whatnot. Wish I had a cold beer while I do it like I do my lawn, but yeah, I've been itching to go to a couple concerts too, Krista. I'm a rock and metal guy. My favorite band is Breaking Benjamin, Pennsylvania band. Um, Actually, I've known a couple guys in the band. What's happening, Martin? But yeah, I talked with those guys before and stuff like that. And it's like, I really want to go see that band, but every time they're back here in the home state, never get the chance. I'm a big Creed and Alter Bridge fan. I like those guys. So I've yet to go see them. I did get to see Avenged Sevenfold at the Yakima Sun Dome with Hollywood Undead, Black Veil Brides, another one of my favorite bands, and Asking Alexandria. That was a great show. Got to see that. But yeah, that was back in 2011. In 2019, 2018 or 2019, we got to go out here to, they say Key Bank. We still call it Starlake Amphitheater to go see a concert my wife and kids wanted to go see. They wanted to go see Chris Young, Chris Jensen, and Jimmy Allen. So we went and saw that. My roots are in country, even though I'm a metal guy and a rock guy. Really looking forward to this one band, their popularity. Yes, I am in PA. I am in the Laurel Highlands of Pennsylvania. I am a mountain topper. But yeah, really like this new up and coming band called Sleep Theory. Great band. I believe they're based out of Nashville. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to them going on tour and starting to get out. Western Maryland, right on. You're probably south of me. South of me, I got Grantsville, I got Cumberland, Frederick, just to my south. So that's about as western as I travel. I pop over the border, hit up the ATF, as we call it. There is a store there. It's a gas station convenience store. Garrett County, you're like my neighbor. You are my neighbor. Yeah, we literally popped there to Garrett, to the Chestnut Ridge liquor store. I call it the ATF because they got alcohol, because they have a beer distributor there. They have a liquor store there. They have all kinds of tobacco stuff there. And they have all kinds of like sporting goods and all different kinds of ammunition. So we end up like popping down there every once in a while, and the stuff's cheaper down there. Pop back up. Yeah, if you're Garrett County, you might recognize these guys. Might recognize them. Old Tall Pines Distillery. Good friends of ours. We like to pop down there and see them every once in a while, which I actually owe Josh a trip down. I want to go see him and Keith and Jake, see how they're doing. But yeah, we're friends with people that have tall pines. We have tall pine shirts and stuff we wear all the time too. But yeah, I'll pop down there to the ATF and grab ammo and stuff. Like there was a buddy of mine who had a 5.7 and he could not find ammo for it anywhere. So your boy went down there and I found 5.7 ammo. They want okay prices for it. Sometimes it's a little bit more expensive, sometimes it's not. It just depends. But they have like real obscure ammo there. They do have some bulk stuff, but I'm hoping that a band that I actually want to see is going to be here, like in Johnstown or something. Up the was it the I forget what they're calling it now. It's to us, it's the War Memorial. We still call it the War Memorial, but yeah, I'm kind of hoping end up getting a decent band for a small venue. Small venue still holds like tens of thousands of people. Yeah, drinking that Red Thunder. I'm too cheap to drink Red Bull. I actually like the Aldi's Red Thunder better than I like Red Bull anyway. But yeah, it's been a weird weather cycle up here. Having blizzard, then it starts warming up, then another blizzard, and then we just had like about another like half inch or snow or so. Now it's kind of melting off. We're supposed to be like getting into the 60s or something this week, or I don't know. I don't know. I just got a YouTube notification that Grit and Grace just posted video. Yeah, we'll look at this weather here real quick. Yeah, we got popping up Tuesday is going to be up to 64. But Tuesday night's going to hit freezing again. Then we're dropping back to 60, 58, 60, 62. Then next Saturday we get to have nothing but rain. Supposed to go down to Bedford County and meet up with my nephew and my buddy Josiah, their wives. And we're supposed to get together and have a burger and a beer at one of the local places down there. But yeah, we'll see how the weather holds up. Yeah, you guys getting 60s down there. I mean, your weather's pretty much about the same as us. We're with like within an hour. So had a band played classic rock, played another band too. I used to play in a band years ago. My mom played guitar, she played lead, sang. Um, we had other family members. My cousin played guitar and sang. Um, I was a drummer. I'm still a drummer. So I played drums in my mom's band. They did like 50s, 60s rock and roll, old country, modern country. They did square dances and polkas and all that kind of stuff. But then I also had an alternative grunge band kind of thing that I drummed for, but I just wasn't into it. I did it and I liked it, but I wasn't like super into it. So I ended up getting away from all of it, and then I'm just play it and jam out to it kind of guy now. Oh, so the notification was from a few days ago. Well, that's the splendor of YouTube and how it likes to push notifications to subscribers. We just seen perfect example of it right here. Now, when you go out on that paddleboard, Krista, are you going out on the Columbia, or are you going out in the Snake or the Yak? Which one do you go and do the paddleboarding on? Because I have buddies that go and they'll do their kayaking stuff, and they go up into the Snake and the Yakima. The one he likes to go and he'll strap his AR to the front of his kayak with the chest rig and stuff and his pack, and he goes out and he made outriggers for his kayak, and he goes and does this thing, and then he'll like pull up and like camp different places and stuff. I'm so looking forward to nicer weather, because that means I can start doing my training courses again. Because up here, people don't really want to do training courses whenever it's cold and rainy and stuff. If it's nice, the winter soldiers will all be there. Yeah, definitely too many people out on that Columbia. It's too big, and the sturgeon are bigger than in my house, so they come up and snack on you. Let me see if I can do this without destroying everything. I have my whole setup here for my podcast and such. Let me try and disconnect some power. Hopefully, I don't lose everything. Try and turn the laptop here so you guys can see what's over here. My room here is like basically a blivet. It's 10 pound of shit in a 5 pound bag. But yeah, let me try and turn this around. There is my kit. Doing a lot of fun stuff with that. Also play around with guitar. But yeah, that's my new kit. Lost my old one, flooded our old house. Basement flooded. What is it with me and like water and stuff flooding? Just stupid. But yeah, that's my kit. I do have a channel I set up many years ago and played some crappy stuff after I got back into playing from like a 15-year hiatus. I started throwing some videos out there on that YouTube's just covering stuff the kids wanted me to cover and doing play along stuff. Well, my kit died in my old kit. The bass and some stuff got messed up, so then I ended up not having a kit. Well, my dad, about 2 years before he passed, he's like, "You need a new drum kit." I'm like, "It's funny you should say that, Dad. I found one at our local music store up in Johnstown. Local, it's like 40 minutes away. But we used to buy all our band stuff there. And I found that kit there, that blue sparkle. And I'm like, my first kit was a red one. My second kit was a white one. My third kit has to be a blue one. America. So I have parts of the red one still in here. I have parts of the white one still in here. And then I have the blue one still here. So I'm still plugging away with that. Yeah, I hope that trailer does get up and going for you guys, and you guys do end up getting good business going on there. Thank you for the compliment on the kit. Um, whatever coffee thing you're setting up, Krista, like let me know. Keep me posted with like links and stuff. If you want to do anything for like web-based stuff, let me know, and I can always throw out there like on the podcast or something with partnership with your coffee group. I was looking at Bones Coffee. My daughter loves that stuff because they have like the toasted marshmallow and all these different flavors and stuff. She was in with them, like buying their stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'll check into it. But they want like full on commitment that you're only doing their promotion. I'm like, nah, not going to do that. I'd rather like work with you guys or something like that because I am a good, I'm a good poster boy for coffee. I mean, tis the liquid of life with the magical bean juice for sure. Kind of like Twin and ACR and you guys and everybody else. We're all like, coming together with this community here. Well, we might as well support each other and promote each other. I'd rather do that and say, hey, Tin Man TNA podcast in a partnership with blah 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 blah, and hey, check the link down below for blah 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 coffee or whatever. Rather do that than I'm not gonna go into the Black Rifle stuff. No, no. Okay, horsepower coffee. I am going to pin that up here. And whenever my handy dandy laptop lets me do this, I'm going to try and do this while I'm doing live. Hopefully this works because my laptop really does love being special at times. I'm going to throw a sub on here. That way I can go to it later. And then I will figure it out from there. At least I got to save now. Yay me! I didn't. I did a smart person thing. Let's keep checking my device. I'm kind of excited to see my have my daughter come home and tell us all about the concert and stuff because she was really looking forward to that. Hoping our boy ACR might have jumped in here so I could give him the tour of the special stuff I got. Quite welcome. I will definitely throw that in there. Throw that on the podcast and everything. I'll just put a permanent link on it. I used to like whenever my brother and I had the Warrior Collective, we had all of our channels and stuff like that. But I would add in stuff, have him add in different things for whatever we were talking about topic wise podcast. If we were talking about NC Scouts books, we would put a link to Brush Beater. If I was talking about Joe Dolio's books and Tactical Wisdom, I would put Tactical Wisdom link in there. So I can just throw a permalink on that for Horsepower Coffee. Because what's kind of funny is whenever I'm talking about this kind of stuff, I don't refer to it as a proof. I refer to it as a horsepower. I have for years. So it's kind of funny that your coffee company's called Horsepower Coffee. Do you guys have a bourbon infused flavoring kind of thing? Like high test? Yeah. Like I'd normally drink my like I used to make pots of espresso roast and it was like whatever, it's like drinking water. Um I'm come from the military coffee where you can stand your spoon up in black coffee. That's where I come from. Horse trailer just sticking with the theme. I mean, yeah, I'm I'm down with that. We are fans of equestrian, the equestrians. My wife grew smacked the crap out of my microphone here. But my wife grew up around horses and she loves horses and my mom did. And I like horses too, but I don't have much experience with them. Used to go in like the little rides and stuff where you know you have to be special and though I have friends that have horses and farms and stuff like that. I myself did not grow up on a farm. I grew up next to a farm. So baling the hay and doing all this stuff and all those things. Yeah. I was voluntold to do it. It wasn't like I lived there and it was just part of life there. No, I was voluntold go help the neighbor. Okay, mom. But in turn, the neighbor let me set up shooting ranges on his farm fields. So I had a shooting range growing up, thanks to my efforts. Yep. Yeah. Voluntold. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff mom would tell us to do. ACR, what is up, brother? The man, I've been waiting to jump on this live because I got a little bit of something here today too. Something y'all ain't never heard of. Repping Tall Pines Distillery, which come to find out, Grit and Grace is actually a neighbor of ours down here, down Maryland, just to the south of us. But yeah, this is a special one, ACR, brother. Special one. We were talking about the Norse stuff and the Scandinavian and the Vikings and so on. That, my friend, is a Half King Viking honey whiskey. It's only in 80 horsepower, but it is a mead whiskey. So it's not like your typical, just throw honey in it. This is actually done like mead and infused into the whiskey. This is made up here in PA by Ridge Runner, up here in Chalk Hill, PA. So that's my mead whiskey. That's one I've had this bottle for several years, and you see where it's at now. I don't hit it that often. It's kept here in the cave, usually up here on the ammo cabinet. So there's my. I don't have the black quad, but yeah, it's Red Bull and Half King honey mead whiskey. That is very difficult to find. I was able to find it at a like trade show fair kind of thing. Hello, Susie Q. Welcome. Um, yeah, that was the one of those like stands at like a craft fair or something. I believe it was up at Seven Springs Ski Resort. We ended up finding that. I'll see if I can find some more. See if I can get some more going. My cousin who lives in Wisconsin, he actually takes and buys stuff out there that we can't get here. And when he comes into a visit, he will bring in boxes of whiskey and bourbon and stuff, and we do the same with different stuff he can't get there. We get here, and when we see each other, we just swap our stashes, and pretty cool. I do get to sample some stuff from out in Wisconsin. So, and when he takes a trip somewhere, like he was down in Vegas here a few weeks ago, about a month or so ago, maybe. He ended up grabbing some stuff down there, grabbed some extra for me, and brought it up here. So I got some extra stuff for him. We just didn't meet up. He dropped it off here at the house while I was at work, and I had his stuff because I thought I was meeting him. But I'm like, okay, well, I'll have to catch you on the next round through. The woohoo bat flu. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the woohoo bat flu either. Not a fan of a lot of stuff, which I'm gonna kind of delve into on episode 47 of the podcast, having to retool it. Those of you catching up here, I'm with everything that happened last weekend with the pipes bursting and all, and dealing with that this week and everything else. I didn't have time to get out the video on my marksman and patrol chest rig, and I didn't get to redo episode 47. So I'm in the process of rewriting the show notes and the bullet points for it. And as soon as I can, I will be sitting down and re-recording that episode. And it's going to be a different episode than what it was originally intended to be, just being a schizo rant, which I love doing my schizo rants. But no, it's going to be schizo rantish, but kind of go with where I'm being directed instead. So I was just going to basically go on and piss and moan about all this stupid stuff happening and call out the hypocrisy and the childishness and the stupidity going on. But nah, this this is going to be a more directed approach. I have the link in the about page here on my YouTube's. Um, let me see here. The cool part about having the device and having the computer is I can look at it. Yeah, if you go into the about with my channel in the description, right there, the Spotify. Also have the Telegram, Facebook, all that set up in there. So you can find it in the description of the channel. Um, 47 episodes in plus um, other non-numbered episodes. Um, and then if you take that back into the Warrior Collective, we had 25 roughly episodes that we were doing there. So got a lot to go through in there, and that's over the last 3 years we've been going that line. Whenever my brother Reaper gave up his portion of what he was doing with the Warrior Collective, I then carried it on, did my Tin Man channel, which was going to be for my business, as I've talked here before. Yeah, I appreciate the support there. Yeah, everybody getting traction through their channels and lives is awesome. We're gaining traction, yes, but we just had here before you jumped on ACR, we had a prime example of how people are getting throttled. Um, Grit and Grace put out an episode or a video a couple days ago. I just now got a notification of it right while I was doing the live. So It's kind of funny that stuff gets throttled down like that. But helping to support each other and promote each other, developing our community is where it's all about for me. That was our intention with the Warrior Collective, to bring people from different facets of the warrior culture together. Well, this is different in the way it comes together, but still the same. New builds ACR. I am not working on any current build myself. However, I am trying to work with my nephew on build for himself and redoing his stuff. He's him. I love Raven dearly. He is. We call him our Neff son because he is our nephew, but he is like a son to us. He has restless rifle syndrome, so I am helping to break him of that. So I'm trying to help him to build something that is a specific need versus a want or desire. He has a great GPR platform that also doubles as his more of a marksman kind of rig. He has a great platform that is just an all around good, solid build. Problem: Raven is left handed. Very few manufacturers make the left handers anymore. Stag Arms was making some great ones, which is what he has. His second one was a Diamondback, but it's not a lefty. So he wants to make it as ambi or as lefty as possible for his left-handedness. So we're trying to do that. He initially was like, "Oh, I want to do suppressed. Maybe I'd like to do a 300 blackout." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Don't do it. It's is you're going to be like dollar something around, dollar something around, dollar something around. Don't do it. Suppress what you got, or do this, do that." So we're working on that kind of stuff, and I'm trying to like bust the paradigm that you have to have a rifle for every occasion. To a degree, you have to have different tools in your toolbox, but you don't need to build a rifle for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. you know, you don't need one in the truck, and then one in the shower, and then one in the closet, and then one in the office. One for at work. You don't need one for every occasion. That's what I'm trying to help him retool his mind. Yes, YouTube is definitely an asshat ACR. I found, like in my personal channel, for my old drumming videos I was talking about before, I didn't really do anything with them. I didn't put up a lot of videos. I didn't try to gain traction. I have like 10 subscribers. It's basically my family and some friends. Um, I never really pushed anything with it. And I think like one of my biggest videos views are like maybe 50 views. I didn't really do much with it. The more I posted shorts, the more I posted content videos, the more I made posts, period, the further it started pushing me up in the algorithm. When I started talking to different guys like Modern Minuteman, when I started talking to like Asymmetrical Preparedness, when I started actually like having comments back from them in their feeds, then I started getting more interaction in my own stuff. So it is definitely, definitely a right-hander's world. I train ambi, but I know some people it's hard. If you're a right-hander, you've done things right-handed to learn to go left. I shoot pistol left. I do all that, all the knife stuff. I do it all ambi. So I force myself to get good with my right and my left. Yeah, and whenever you say about mission specific, there's things that, of course, METC, but and everything's specific for the occasion. I get that. Like if I'm in an area where I'm going to be more of a bullet magnet, I'd probably be wearing that, my armor. If I'm in a rural area, I'm going to be wearing that, which is chest rig. If I'm going to be a scout or recon, I'm using that little guy down there, over here, this guy. So I understand the whole mission specific thing, but whenever it comes to three rifles that do the same thing, why? Yeah, I want to see people be able to get their word out, get their what they're trying to say, what they're trying to show out. When I ventured out into doing Tin Man was my brainchild of my local merry band of dudes, the Knights, otherwise known as the Tin Man. That's me, the Tin Man. Metal is my name, but Tin Man is what I am. I wanted to start the Tin Man thing to reach out to people in the podcast. I'll do talk about stuff, the crazy, wild, off the wall stuff with that, and have fun with that, and do my schizo and conspiracy and all that kind of stuff there. Here, I wanted to keep it more educational and to be more of an instructor and a teacher. So that's why I did what I did, and my videos are the way they are here. Um, my personal feeling on it is if you work with animals, you're in animal husbandry and ranching and farming and stuff like that, and you want to promote that, even though I don't do that, I will follow you so I can maybe learn some tips along the way and learn from your teaching the same as you would learn from my teaching. So I want to promote those kind of people that do that stuff versus the 75,000 other Minutemen that promote me. Are there other Minutemen that I will pull in? I would want to be in the guild with? Yes, of course, because we all bring a little bit something different into the collective. And that's why I want to keep this as educational to keep the positivity flowing and things like that. And I don't like the negative comments and stuff. It's stupid. It's wasteful. It's wasteful. I think barrel length and supporting gear make the difference. It does. Bar- Here's a fun little thing on barrel length. Okay, coming from an old DM here, we have the AR platform made 20-inch barrel, some cases 18, made for that round for that velocity and energy and everything else. Okay, then we start cutting it down to fit niche. Well, when I drop say down to a 10 and a half, I lose that extra energy, that extra velocity, that extra range to be able to shoot. Personally, I'm not trying to send a 10 and a half past like 250. When I'm running a 16, I can take it out to 5. If I take it in a 20-inch configuration, I can go out to 6. Why are we cutting ourselves short just for the sake of being cool? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know about the cocaine and hookers, but no, no, the cocaine and hookers that don't help you in the end. Not too much, not too much. Just a different flavor. Because we all know your head's big and you're gay or something, right? I had to hit the button on that dude real quick, man. Like, come on, dude. Nah, you done. Bad hammer. So last night in ACR's live, you see how his pups jumping all over him and stuff. I have to close my door and come in here to the cave so I don't have cats climbing all over me, as you guys saw last week. Charmy climbing all over me. Yeah, the cats would be all over me, as would Magnus. They would be all over me. So 10 and a half for me in application would be if I'm having to be like a QRF guy. If I have to go out and rescue somebody QRF, I would be 10 and a half because I need to be, vehicle borne and pop out. Yeah, I pulled a full stop on them. But the 10 and a half is more for inside work and close work. Am I taking that with me if I'm having to go out on patrol or something like that? No, not necessarily. If I'm in a general rifleman role, I'm 16-inch or more. If I'm marksman, I'm probably 18 or 20. So yeah, I'm not using a 10 and a half for things that 16s and 18s and 20s are good for. My grundle is a 20-inch barrel. I wanted it to be a 24, but all that was available during the world stupid was a 20. And in all my configurations and figuring and mathing and doing all the stuff with the flow charts and the 20-inch barrel, I'm only losing versus a 24, I'm only losing about maybe 100 yards. So I could accept that. No, no. Yeah. Big headed being, that was hilarious. Yeah, I try to keep everything as much as I can PG 13 even, you know. But on the podcast sometimes I throw in the disclaimer, listener discretion is advised, kind of stuff, and throw explicit on there because I tend to have a certain vernacular. But no, that I even have to throw out disclaimers, some people might feel a certain way about what I'm about to say, so get your butt cheeks tight. Get them tight today. Got to keep them cheeks tight. Oh my gosh, Metal just said this. Ah. I hear it. I see it. Whatever. I get some crazy comments on here, like my chest rig back there. I like wearing my chest rig a little bit lower, more like an LBE kind of thing. I'm used to belt kits from back in the day with the Alice stuff and so on, and I didn't have like a chest rig or anything. I just had the belt gear, so I'm used to working on a lower line. But I also had my arms free for getting into the hand to hand stuff because that's what my specialty was improvised weapons and hand to hand. I was a knife guy. So I wanted to keep my main tools of doing things free. So I wasn't like trying to get over a radio pouch. That's why my Big Daddy chest rig's lower. Now my patrol rig, my marksman rig, rides a little bit higher, but I'm out further away from people using that. So hence why it rides a little bit higher. Ooh, 30-inch H bar, those things. Mm, mm. Buddy of mine has one. And yeah, that thing sings. Skills definitely do matter. They definitely do matter. I I have my training stuff over here, and I will be doing a video on knife fighting and stuff like that. But it's gonna come when it comes because I want to do it basic beginner level for somebody who's never held a knife, done these things, has no martial arts skill. I want to start with that and have it broken down as simple as possible. Um, Having those kind of skills is definitely huge whenever you are having to defend what you love. Put it that way. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Anybody catch the reference to this? Any of you guys old enough to or whatever to catch the reference here? Grit and grace, Godspeed, good luck. Hope all goes well with the cattle. We'll catch you on the next one. Catch you on the flip side. My skills have arthritis. No, I hear you. I'm getting to the point now. My hands aren't what they used to be. My knees, my back, ankles aren't what they used to be. So, am I doing the reference of the shirt? It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And the little wizard with the fires and the gun, but originally it wasn't a gun. It was a little sword. But yeah, with age and the world and my previous abuse catching up to me, yeah, I don't find myself doing all like the flip kicks and all that kind of fancy Shaolin, Mortal Kombat high flying stuff anymore. No, I don't do any of that anymore. I used to be like really nimble and did gymnastics and all that kind of stuff, and studied wushu and the ninja things, as ACR said. Yes, but I just don't get into all the high flying acrobatics anymore. I don't have the flexibility I once had, but that's my fault. But I'm the only one that can change that, so I'm holding myself accountable for it. Turn wrong and everything goes out. Sometimes I sneeze and my back goes, "Ah, not today, sucker." But yeah, age catches us all. I used to be like a high flying guy, and like heights didn't bother me. I was jumping out of perfectly good aircraft. Everything's fine, mountain climbing, rock climbing, whatever. Dude, literally Rice Krispies or like a little bundle of like pretzel sticks. You go, but no, I used to do all kinds of daredevil type stuff, and I used to work at heights and work in arenas doing soundboards and flying speakers and all kind of stuff, and walking around the catwalks and stuff up there. Yeah, up on lifts and ladders and stuff, and just after years and years of doing that, it's like, yeah, I'm good at like one story. That's where I'm gonna stay. And I have to go up and down on lifts and at work every day, and it is called age, Martin. I became more aware of my mortality, that I don't just respawn if something happens to me. So much like the Minuteman stuff, you got to use this versus using this all the time. Yeah, dude. If I go up a ladder, say I had to go up a ladder like 30 feet, I get up so far and my legs lock, and then they start doing the Elvis thing, and it's not my control. I'm like, okay, I just want to keep going. Like here, it's one thing, and here it's one thing, but my body tells me something different. I go up on the lift at work. I don't go up with my lift and pick up a pallet anymore off the higher racks. No, I go grab the other lift that I send it up to pick what I need, bring it down. Oh yeah, you get the Elvis leg, man. No, I don't. Now here's the weird thing about it all. If I am out in nature and I'm up on a cliff, top G, welcome, sir. If I'm up on a cliff overlooking the beautiful scenery in the valley, I don't walk up. We were up on the incline plane up in Johnstown, something I've been familiar with my whole life, up and down that incline. It's a big hill, very steep. I mean, it's like that they have train tracks set up, and they have a trolley car that goes up and down, and they used to transport coal and steel and stuff like that up and down the incline. Well, you can go onto the incline and ride it up or down and overlook the flood city. Well, my wife and daughters had never been there, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's go to the incline. I'll take you there. Well, my wife's the one that's like, oh, I'd love to go skydiving and blah blah blah. Okay, so the daughters are like, oh yeah, ride roller coasters. I don't do that anymore. Give that up. But we're on the incline going up and down, and I'm standing there like, oh yeah, that's where the flood came down through, and that's where the hospital is, and this and that, and down there's the arena, and da 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 da. And my office was over there, and I'm perfectly fine. They're the ones huddled into the middle of the car, like not looking at anything, like, that's nice, that's nice. But I'm out there on the edge, like, do 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 do. What? If it's something I'm used to, like it's old hat, whatever, I'm close to nature or something, I'm fine. But if I'm on a ladder or I'm on a lift or something up in the middle of a parking lot or I'm up in a roof or something, no bueno. Take me into a city, put me up on the roof. I'm like, nope, I'm good right here. Nope, not moving, not going near the edge. Nope, nope. Yeah, you don't fly. You don't fly. We bounce and go splat. So I ain't playing that game. But yeah, nature, I'm perfectly fine. If you take me up to Mount Washington, perfectly fine. You take me up on any of the mountains up here. You can see for like one of our lookouts up here, you can see 3 states and like 11 counties or some crap from it. We used to have this thing called the Ship Hotel, and they had like looking glasses like you see on top of like the Empire State Building and all that stuff. They had those up there before they tore it all down. I go out there, I'm looking out, I'm standing, sitting right there on the edge, like do, perfectly fine. Send me up a ladder to go do something. Nope. Maybe it was the years of riding a 30-foot ladder on a freaking windy span, running wire, doing electrical and cable and stuff. Maybe it just burned me. I don't know. They do not work for parachutes. Even your USGI ponchos do not work for parachutes. I am here to tell you. Yeah, I tried. I tried cardboard hang gliders. I tried the contractor bags. I tried using mom's curtains. Not the ones that were hung up, obviously, the ones that were in the drawer or whatever. But no, I could not figure out a better parachute when I was a kid. So here I am. And fast roping sucks too. If you have to have kit on and gear and a pack and all that stuff, and then dropping out of a helicopter, it's cool. See it in movies and see it on TV and stuff, but it just destroys the crap out of you. I didn't have any mods set, but I'm gonna do this. Boom. I'm gonna throw a few of you guys as blue wrenches because I had yet to do that. I'm like, what's my issue? Why haven't I done that? I'm gonna throw you guys in here. Just bear with me. It's much different than much different than trying to use a cell phone to do this stuff. Quite welcome, Quack Attack, and everybody else that's making the Blue Wrench crew. Who else we got here? I'm gonna throw Top G on there too. Usually, if somebody pops in and starts da da da, I usually just gotta feel this city. Anybody catch that reference? This one is Legend of Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda, the gold video game from the Nintendo back in the '80s. This is Legend of Zelda, except instead of the sword, you have the AR. Now, Top G, Twin Arrow speaks very highly of you. I'm a new subscriber to your channel, but I'll throw you on there, brother. Yeah, I know. I got like the Marvel character, like the dark in the middle, and then the gray over on either side, and the dark and the chrome dome. So yeah, I do have the age. I've earned it. But no, the reference, you have failed this city. Green Arrow. Anybody watch that? Which Krista, the guy that played Green Arrow, Stephen Amell, played on the CW, the Green Arrow, or Arrow, as his TV show said. Um, Him and his best friend Drew own a winery out in Walla Walla. There is a bar, was it Stone Hut in Walla, and then there's the Red Monkey. The brothers own the bars, though they're friends with Drew and them that are tied to the Arrow show. So Top G, I understand what you're saying, my friend, but because they knew more about weapons doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, not all about weapons here. You know, a lot of times the word is more of a weapon than any of this stuff. I've been more effective with my words than I have with my rounds throughout life, because you're going to find yourself employing your words far more than you will be your weapons. Let me see if I can find something here. If it's still even on my phone. Bear with me. Where do I find it? Maybe it's in that. I have like tens of thousands of photos in my phone because I was a general in meme wars. So I have tens of thousands of pictures in my phone, but I don't have the most organization in it. Oy vey. Let's see. It's I moved it to another folder recently and now I don't know where it is. What is wrong with me? Why can't I just be organized like I am with other things? It's something I fall short on is organization in this device. I have 75 million freaking memes, but I cannot find the one picture that I want. That's not a meme. It's one of those things. People send you stuff, you save stuff, you see something stupid, you save it, you see something cool, you save it, whatever, you know. Maybe it's not even in there. Maybe I'll have to go this way. That's why it doesn't reference. Get to my go-to knife here in just a second. Um, how to use this stupid app. There we go. I'm relearning how to use my phone apparently. I know I've used it for years and I know it very well. And I sort through all the BSery and give myself a headache trying to scroll through stuff so fast. There we go. I finally found it. Took me a while. But yeah. Me and Stephen the Mill at the Red Monkey in Walla Walla. That was for my birthday. We were down there and ended up meeting them down there. It was kind of cool. What is my go-to knife? My go-to blade. Um, I'm more of a. I like my Kershaw blades because they're cheap and they work well. I do have a Civivi. I don't remember the exact model of it, Just got it for Christmas. I really like that thing. Even though it's new to me, I really like it. Um, I'm a big fan of the fixed blades when it comes to I like the Gerber knives. I like the Mora knives. I like the I like the Camillus titaniums. If it's more intimate things, as I'm seeing there, um, when it comes to that, I really do like the Gerber Prodigy. The Gerber Prodigy for me has a good balance, foregrip and reverse grip. Um, both hands, it feels the same. It catches into the palm swell nice. You get a good purchase on it for doing things. If you're reverse grip, having to do other things, they work well. Um, Edge retention's there. It's full tang, solid feel, good rubberized grip, so you're not slipping if it's wet or cold or something like that in gloves. I do like that Gerber Prodigy. Unfortunately, they're discontinued. You have to go into the strong arm, which I don't feel is as good as the Prodigy. If I'm going onto my like regular like what I keep on my kit, um, Smith and Wesson HRT dagger. It feels good, good positive grip. Has a little bit of a swell here that your hand does not slide. If you do hit something, it doesn't go yay. Reverse grip, same thing. It has a single edge versus a dual edge, as you can see. I like it like that. I do have others that are dual edge that I train with and I use, but on my kit, this is what I carry is the single HRT. I do have another like cheap little Ozark Trail on my belt. Those are my dual wielders. Um, I've never checked out Kershaw Guy. I'll have to go check them out. Thanks for that tip on that Quack Attack. I gotta shave my ears. But yeah, these Smith and Wesson HRT knives, these daggers are good. CRKT is another decent one. I have friends that have carried those for years and they love them. I did have a CRKT and I have no idea what happened to it. Um, some of my stuff likes to walk away at times. Stupid, but it happens. Happens to the best of us. Uh-huh. And speaking of the Prodigy, this is the Prodigy, made in Portland, USA. There's a nice little, and that's full tang, so it has a little nice little point right there for doing things. But you see what I mean about how it swells out into your palm there, that you can get around it really good. You also have the hilt here that you're having to do some things and it hits, your hand's not going to come sliding forward. I like the fine edge so it doesn't get caught in clothing or gear or bone or anything like that. You can just get a slick, smooth cut. I love that. Um, the HRT daggers, if you have a Tractor Supply around, they are going for about $10 right now. I almost picked one up yesterday, but I decided not to because I wanted to get something else, which the other thing that I got was even better. So, um, yeah, they're like $10. They're not bad. The HRT daggers, they have a plastic sheath. They're made kind of like a neck knife. Um, but I don't use them as a neck knife. I put them, they'll thread, they have a little clip on the back of the sheath that goes through Molly, and then you can zip tie it in place to secure it so it doesn't pull out. Um, yeah, dude, Tractor Supply, if you get into their like bargain bins and you walk in the door where they have like all like the little faucet things and the shower head looking things and all the bungee cords and the tools, the tool trap, that thing and the dog toys right in there. They have like the random knives. There were HRTs at our local one. They also had a Gerber sliding and locking saw that I was looking at that was like $15. But I have a good folding saw, so I was like, not priority. Same thing with the HRT, wasn't priority. I ended up going next door to Salvation Army, and I found brand new, never used, still had the tags on it. ABU camo, top and bottom set for 20 bucks. So I scarped up that, and I bought some an ACU top that was issued but new, that still had the crinkliness to the Velcro. So I held on to that, grabbed it. It was like 10 bucks for that. I had some bottoms here that I'm going to dye the bottoms and top. I'll probably do a video on that, the dyeing. Um, so I can dye them up to fit my AO. No, we find a lot of our Minuteman thrifting camo at Salvation Army. People turn stuff in. A buddy of mine was able to get a full, I think it was a flick, and like 3 sets of camo, all in ACU. But then ended up getting like some it's like a camelback and some other stuff. He got it all for like 30 or 40 bucks at Salvation Army. I have a neck knife too. I really like the CRKT, and I like the one that you have, ACR. I have a Black Hawk that's very similar. Straight blade. It's like, you know, it's interesting. I'll have to show it sometime. But it's a like a almost like a chisel, and then the tip isn't like pointy. It's like a chisel tip. So kind of like, you see there how it's like a chisel. It's kind of like that on the end. It's flat, but it's sharpened that you can literally take the tip and go and cut things. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I have that, and I really like it. And if I'm wearing it underneath a shirt or something, and it bounces against the shirt, it kind of looks like I'm wearing a cross or something. So we really don't have any good military surplus stores out here. About painting some jeans. Let me change your mind here, my friend. Jeans. I found. Let me get into the Amazon machine here, because I don't think they'll let me post the links. See if I can find this and pull this up for you. So here we have on the Amazon machine some Wrangler Authentics, right? The Wrangler Authentics relaxed fit stretch cargo pant. That's what I wear normally for work and everything else. Now you can get these in green, brown camo, tan, ranger green, black, gray, navy, khaki, whatever. They're like around 30 bucks. Those are amazing. I use them every day for work. I use them personally too. When I'm not wearing board shorts, basketball shorts, or camo shorts, I'm wearing these. These have the cargo pockets, but then they also have another side pocket that goes in alongside that, where I put my boo boo tin. I keep that in there, and I carry that in that. These are like 31 bucks, and as far as paint goes, you don't really have to paint much. Having, you know, brown, having, they call it olive, but it's a Ranger green. I mean, these are way better than jeans. I stopped wearing jeans when I found these pants. I still have a pair or two of jeans, but I just don't wear them. I wear these. They do have the stretch for us kind of guys, you know what I'm saying? Us guys that partake a little bit. So they feel better. You can kick high, whatever. You can do all these cool guy things in these pants. They're cheaper than a lot of jeans. I have been buying mine locally at Walmart for like 23 bucks, 24 bucks, something like that. So yeah, you're quite welcome, man. I I don't paint unless I absolutely have to. Like that SOG pack that's back there, I did the review on. I painted that. I took my boots. Let me put this away, and I'll grab the other thing I'll show you here. show you the boots. So these boots, tan boots, right? You see the tan up top. I took and I painted them up. So they have some green, they have some brown, they have stuff like that. It's so I blend better than just having this tan sticking out in the wilderness. I painted those. A conscious thing to paint the dang boots. Now, do I have boots that I don't paint? Yeah. But these ones I painted. Why would I paint these? For whenever I have to be in a ghillie or something like that, I wear those. Those are my ghillie boots. But yeah, if you don't have to paint your stuff, don't paint it. Dye it if you can, but don't paint it. Paint gets stiff and cracks and falls apart. It doesn't adhere to fabric the same, or nylon or any of that stuff, the same as it does with a rifle that you can clear coat over it and treat it and it stays and just kind of wears off. No, not on the fabric, man. That stuff will fall apart. Catch your email address. I did not. ACR Protect. Is that at Google or Gmail or what exactly ACR? Try and catch up here. Okay. Let's send one right now. Make sure I got it right. Don't mind me. Get my phone to wake up. Doesn't want to let me email you. There you go. I'm just sending you an initial email saying I'll send you the link after the live. But yeah, I got my laundry in. I gotta switch it over to the dryer and do all that. I still have other chores to do today, and I don't want to go to school tomorrow. I wonder if my wife will write me a note. Yeah, dude, your vest got kind of stunked up from all the rain and Stella getting you with the happy. I love my dad, but yeah, I really don't want to go to school tomorrow. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. How it's like real like sugary kind of. It's a very sweet whiskey. Oh, it's fantastic. I don't deserve it. Yeah, with the painting the stuff, it's hard to paint clothing. It's hard to be nice note from the wife of work, right? Double check here. Yep, got it. I'll send you my cell and everything whenever I reply. But yeah, painting the gear, it's painting knives, painting this, painting that, painting your rifles, okay. But then whenever it comes to painting the fabric, it just doesn't. I don't know. The boots ended up looking at okay for being in the ground and stuff, and they're going to get muddy and pick up junk along the way. whatever. I don't care about those. But like the pack, it was like a bright sand, almost white looking pack. So I gave it the Krylon touch to make it more blended with the environment. But I don't like to paint the stuff unless I absolutely have to. It's just not fun. I have a dump pouch, a roll up dump pouch that I painted. And, but jeans, man, if they get wet, even if they stretch, they. Yeah, I don't get that deep into it, Chris. That I just soak it in some water, pull it back out, dry it off, paint. I just redneck it. But no, I don't get deep into the painting of the fabrics. I give it a little bit of a treat and move on because I don't figure it's going to last for forever. So why mess with it? Like I paint all kinds of stuff all the time and airbrush and do all kinds of stuff, but I've painted my rifles. I've painted pistols for people. I've painted, you name it. Right, dyeing actually does work. I have, well, one of my boys, Josiah. He takes and he buys surplus stuff, the ACU pattern surplus or like ABU or something. He will take and he'll dye it with like RIT dye with like Kelly green and dark brown to a certain ratio for whatever temperature of water, and then da 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 da, and so on and so forth. He has a special recipe I wrote down yesterday when I go to dye my stuff. Um, and his stuff ends up coming out to more of like the Ranger green that is in like multicam and like the Ranger green packs and stuff. It like this little one right there. ACU works great in a couple conditions. If you're like we have here in the mountains where it gets foggy and it gets snowy and stuff like that, ACU works great. Snowy areas, ACU can work great. Also, ACU works great in slate. If you're in around slate banks and slate mountains and that kind of stuff, and gravel, those kind of things, ACU does work pretty good. ACU also works really good if if you're laying on grandma's couch. That's the other time ACU works good. But beyond that, we dye it and it comes out looking more like the Ranger green, and it has a patterning to it, so then it looks even better. Has like a little brown into the light and a little bit more depth to the green. It's great. I have not done like dip dye. I've done like the hydro dipping and stuff, like you hydro dip your rims and stuff like that. I've done that kind of stuff before. Um I have a buddy that has a shop that does that kind of stuff for like wheels and running boards and motorcycle helmets and stuff like that. He does that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was a huge fan when I got this ABU. Ah, the old ABU. Got that yesterday, and I'm not gonna dye this. I'm gonna keep this as it is because it has more of the greens and the grays to it, which I want for a specific reason up here in my AO. But the ABU I won't dye. See, organization. I have a dresser right there with my stuff in it. However, the ACU, that is getting dyed. Don't want none of that. That ABU I found local Salvation Army. It's a true spec, brand new cassette. The ABU's true spec, still had the tags on it. Got the set for $20. When I was looking online for that stuff, it was like $70 for a top and like $50 for this. And it's like, no. I bought it for $20 at Salvation Army. Reading my daily Bible verse real quick. But anyway, yeah, my episode 47 of the podcast is going to be special. And if you do listen to that, it's good to listen from the beginning forward, one on. But if you jump into like the late 30s, early 40s, you'll be pretty well caught up, and then you can go back and listen to old episodes and stuff. If you guys jump on that, I talk about a lot of stuff there that I don't talk about here. I don't really get into like the political and crap here, like I do there. Um, like Twin and I have talked. I'm definitely not left. Elusive, welcome, sir. Tin Man challenge. That's right, Quack Attack. Doing positive stuff, here. I want to. I don't really get into the political stuff here. I don't. I talked to Twin about it and so on. We're in the same viewpoint of forget the party affiliation, forget being left, right, conservative, Republican, Democrat, whatever. We're American. I'm tired of the labels. I'm tired of the party systems. So I talk more into that kind of stuff there. I'm no fan of anyone in government except maybe like Thomas Massey. And I'm not really even a fan. It's just I agree with more what he does because he actually does something that the people want, as we are the ones to be the ones to say what happens, not the other way around. The consent of the governed. But anyway, yeah, I talk more about that kind of stuff over there. So if you want to hear that kind of stuff and get into like the conspiracy stuff, that's definitely the podcast. Um, I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not an opposer of Trump. If he does good, I say he does good. If he does bad, I say he does bad. If I wasn't a fan of FJB either, not a fan of anyone. I worship no man. Um, I mean, I called Biden out for doing good stuff. He exposed a lot of the actual corruption that there is. We got to see how deep things go. He also gave us a lot of gaffes and a lot of gag reels and a lot of my butt's been wiped. He gave us a lot of that kind of positive. I'll give him that. We never did learn who Corn Pop was. We never did. That's going to be one of the new mysteries of the for the future world to figure out is who Corn Pop was. But no, I'll call it like I see it. I don't care who's in office, and I don't think it matters who's in office at this point because last administration showed us that the senior advisors can run things. We didn't need a POTUS at that point. Yeah, my butt's been wiped. No, refresher. But yeah, that whole 4 years just showed us that we don't need anybody at the helm, literally. So yeah, I understand the whole not wanting to show your face thing, elusive. I mean, I've 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 kept away from doing the video on the podcast just because, but people can find me here on the YouTubes or whatever anyway. Doesn't matter. But I haven't done video with the podcast. Just I do it here. I do the videos on YouTube. I show different stuff. Some of the stuff I show and do videos on is stuff I've borrowed from people to show, and you know, mine. It's right there. It's right there, man. We're right there, ACR. We can talk about that offline. But no, I I borrow stuff from people to demonstrate things. I take and I make things specifically for a video for demonstration purposes. Um, I just got to the point. I'm like, I used to like I started following Risky Krisky before he showed his face, like long before when he was still doing like basement video kind of things, and it was from here down, then show his face, and then he brought out the mask from Mad Max. I I I've I followed Krisky back then, and in Telegram we'd have voice chats and stuff like that, and talk to Chris offline and stuff, and he ended up coming out and showed his face, and it is what it is. But then he goes back into the mask. I get it. I get it. I was kind of apprehensive too, but then the only mask I could truly wear and be effective is the one that I keep right there, the Batman mask. That's the only one that means anything to me anymore. It's like I actually walked into stores during the whole pandemic with that on. Like, you have to wear a mask. I'm like, I am. They kind of looked at me. You have to wear a face covering. This is covering my face. I throw on the Christian Bale Batman voice. They didn't like it too much, but I didn't care. So let's see, what do we got here? Okay. Yeah, I do some impressions. You might even hear them on the podcast. They're fantastic. They're the best possibly. A lot of people talk about them. They're great. They're great. Great impressions. You might like it. You might like it. I want to watch. I want to listen. Do the things. A lot of good impressions. A lot of good impressions. They're great. It's hard to do when I have a dip in, but I have this weird ability that I've been blessed with since I was a kid. I hear things. I can tend to do like the whole minor bird mimic thing. Um, I used to do like voice impersonations all the time. um, I if I hear an accent, I tend to pick that accent up. When I'm around Hispanic people, I end up getting when, as Krista knows, living in Pasco, not like there's not like 70-80% Hispanics there. A lot of my friends are Hispanic, so I'd have kind of like the Hispanic accent thing going on. When I speak to somebody Scottish, I tend to pick up that accent, Irish accent, German accent, Dutch accent. You name the accent, I pick it up and I start saying it too, which is weird. But it's just something how I'm wired. Um, like I was listening to Norse music earlier, and I'm drinking the mead whiskey and so on and so forth, and then a little bit of the Scandinavian comes out. I sound like I am Ragnar Lothbrok coming from Geta. you know, I get that too. If you walked in, had somebody walk in here that was Italian, baba da boopy, boopity bop. No offense to Italians, I'm just saying, Family Guy, baba da boopy, boopity bop, beep, But I tend to like I hear something, I can go with it, which screws me musically when I'm trying to sing with different types of bands and voices and vocal ranges and stuff. It's like this is weird. What's really weird, elusive, is I can pick up through accents. It's strange. Like we have different drivers come in of different nationalities to truck drivers deliver and stuff, and I'm always the one because I speak 5 languages. They pull me in. Okay, oh, he's Spanish. No, the dude's from like Syria. Oh, he speaks. He's Russian. He doesn't speak Spanish. I know like 5 things in Russian. you know, but I can understand what they're saying to a degree and I can figure it out, right? So I can pick through stuff quick, fairly easy from listening to so many different languages for so long. Um, Jim Gaffigan skit where we talked about introducing two different groups of friends, selling one group they don't know I drink. Don't be Jackson. That one. I don't. No secret. I've said it here. I'm PA. I'm in the Laurel Highlands of PA. I'm only like less than an hour from Grit and Grace. So one of these days, maybe the wife and I will venture down to Maryland and say, "Hey, shh, I don't, I don't know Europe like I should. Apparently, I can't tell you where that's at in the UK. There, don't know. Yeah, hey girl, hey. I hear that on my phone all the time. Hey, baby girl. Between the girls and our next door neighbor, she's a hey girl, hey kind of. What's up, baby girl? Kind. So yeah, they talk in that language. Meanwhile, me and the guys are standing back there drinking beer, like. So anyway, the Savage MSR, blah blah blah. Between Scotland and Norway. Okay. Yeah, sounds like it. If you're between Scotland and Norway trying to get supplies there, then my people conquered the seas. Yeah, right. Yeah, I heard beer, and I'm like, yeah, red beer. Yeah, I'm out of whiskey, but I may not jump into the beer. I'd just have my Yingling. For 2 years. Dang, man. And here I am, a grid supplier, a grid worker. But yeah, I love my Yingling. It's what I cut my teeth on growing up here. Obviously, Pottstown, PA. It's a local beer. But when I moved out west, out there in Washington, I really couldn't find it as often. But I really didn't drink for like about 10, 11 years there. Didn't drink much. Um, yeah, just I was working like 16 hours a day all the time. It's like I had time to do anything I ever really wanted. So didn't drink much. Then I moved back home. I found my beer again. The rum. The rum is over in the liquor cabinet. I like taking strawberry lemonade made by a local place here that does like milk and teas and stuff. Gallagher's. They have a strawberry lemonade they make in like half gallon and gallon jugs. I take that and I take coconut rum, mix into that strawberry lemonade on ice, or I do the whole blender thing and whatnot. And that's my beach drinks. That and pina coladas are like my girly drink, passion, like simple pleasure, guilty pleasure, whatever. If I'm doing a drink like that, girly drink, it's either the strawberry lemonade with coconut rum and pina colada. Those are my girly drinks. You always bring rum on an adventure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's always definitely the hooker potion. Pirates of the Caribbean reference. Yes. Yeah, you drink enough rum, you do become a pirate. It is fact. I mean, we talked about pirates last night, and I threw out my dad jokes, my pirate dad jokes. But yeah, you drink enough rum, you definitely become a pirate. That is fact. Rum and vanilla Coke is yummy occasionally. I do like that. I like my whiskeys and rum, but or whiskeys and Pepsi, but literally, I'm going straight freaking whiskey or I'm going straight beer most of the time. I do make my old fashions and stuff like that. I've been known to make my wife chocolate cherry martinis and all kinds of different drinks. I've done my little stint in mixology, but yeah, I like making drinks and stuff like that, making like different flavored shots and stuff. But I typically stick to my whiskey, my bourbon, or my beer. But occasionally I'll get in my beach drinks in the summer if we're hanging out. So kind of hoping Twin to jump on with us, but I'm guessing he's tied up there with the mama bear in the homestead. Maybe I can't remember if he was going to be out working today or not, because I know they had like different stuff going on with their projects. Stuff was going like having to move off a day here and a day there, but hope all's going well for him. What is Tin Man's next adventure? My next adventure, TBD, to be determined. I got a lot of stuff planned, but you know how plans go. Best laid plans are usually fall apart and go to hell. So I I don't know. I don't know. Um, I was hoping on getting out and hitting the range and doing all that kind of stuff and doing like more of the firearm stuff. But with YouTube smacking my PP, I'm not even going to chance it. Um, won't be doing any more gun videos because of that. Even though like what everybody else can kind of get away with it and do it, but I'm not going to go there. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. It's kind of one of those I fly by the seat of my beard. So we'll see where this thing leads me. As far as my go-to chest rig, I don't really have say go-to. The one I have up here, I've done the review on. It's a Condor Recon rig. I like it because it's like the flick. That it has the molly there, but you can you can literally take those pouches off and put on whatever you want. I don't like the fact that the pouches are like the kangaroo pouches. They have two AR mags and it stacks on pistol mags that you can't go modular with it and just take off pistol mags here or have a single stack mag here or there. You'd have to take the entire thing off and put an entire different thing on because it does have molly behind it. It does have compartments that you can pull open, and there are pockets there to stick like maps or a Cliff Bar or something in or whatever, be a 17 panel compass, whatever. You can stick that kind of stuff in there, or wedge a knife down in there and zip it in place. I do like that thing for that. I do like it. I tend to use that because it's a little bit heavier in the padding and the webbing, and it works good for hauling 6 AR mags plus pistol mags. Um, I like that setup. I like it because I can put 2 pistol mags on it or 3 pistol mags. I can put a multi-tool on it. I can put a flashlight, and I still have like another compartment or two that I can work with. I do like the fact that it has the wings on the side that I can put radio pouch, I can put a GP pouch, things like that. And I can still have room to strap on a knife. I do like that. But what I don't like is the X coming across your back because it can get twisted and it can pinch. Um, Beyond that, the other one I have that I just got, I'm doing a video on. I did the video on, but I don't necessarily like the video, so I may just scrap it and completely redo it. This is the Yakeda. I'm just gonna throw it on simple. Maybe take out my microphone in the meantime. We'll see. Feeling cute, might take out my microphone. But this is the Yakeda. It's like a $60 thing on Amazon. This is the strap that goes around the back, but I'm just not putting it on. It has the dangler for medical, and I have the tourniquet up underneath. If y'all have watched my video on the Boo Boo tin, I've talked about those before. Got my Boo Boo tin right here. So a small Boo Boo tin in there. But I got other stuff in there too. I'm just not digging it out right now. But it gives me the room for technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 magazines, though I'm using this one for a radio pouch. Something I don't see guys doing that often is tethering off their radios. So I have mine on the little hand strap for the Beef Wang UV5R. I have it tied off with a carabiner. So if I want to undo it, I can undo it. I also put a retention bungee up on here to hold the antenna in place. Now, this knife is just up here as a placeholder. I'm not keeping it there. I have a knife on here. But the thing is, with this kit, it comes with a wide open pocket here and retention, like the bungee retentions on the top of it. It's just a wide open pocket for 3 mags. I don't necessarily like that. So what I did is I went and I bought the Krydex insert, and it separates them out. So you have 3 slots versus one big compartment. So now I have 3 sets. Laser cut Molly, have the admin pouch on the front, Molly, little zipper pouch here. When you open it, it has a bungee retention. You can see it in here, that you can undo it and it will fall flat, or give birth to everything in your pocket, in your pouch. I don't necessarily like that. If you forget it, it'll fall away, but I do like it that it falls away. So what I do is I always bring it up so that way it falls open a little bit so I can work on it, work out of it, and go from there. And here I just keep Coloom sticks. I'm building this up. Haven't got to take it out and have fun with it yet, but I always do my compass on high vis, Coloom sticks, Sharpie. I put a little mini Olight clip light in here. This thing works amazing. And some like wipes and stuff like that. Maybe throw some snacks in here or something. Trying to keep it as simple as possible. Have a multi-tool, some stuff in here, a fire kit. I opted to go radio on this side just because I want to keep it up here on me versus being in a pack or something like that. And I have a belt kit that I'm going to be making for this to carry my extra mags. I have 4 on me, but then I'm going to have 2 in the belt kit. So I still technically have 6 on me. I like carrying 6 on my pack and 1 on my belt, 1 on my gun, so I have 8. But this is going to have me at 5 up front ready. But I like this kit. It is the H style in the back. As you can see, it comes across my shoulders. Feels a lot nicer. It's a lot smoother. The straps aren't as thick and bulky, but I'm not carrying as much weight as what the Condor is carrying. So one cool thing I will tell you about this little Olight clip light is when you turn it on, if you click it twice, it goes to red light. So I have red light to use. If I just click it once, I have white. If I hold it, that's 3 intensities back down to low. So that's why I like that little guy. I do have a solar charger. I keep it in my ruck. It's buried in there. Otherwise, I can get it out right now. It is one of the big panel things that has a battery bank built into it. It has the light and the compass and all that kind of stuff. I do have that. I've used it for about 4 years now, and it's worked well for me. I try to cycle through my batteries, and I have also like the cell phone battery banks. I keep several of those wrapped up in Mylar bags and in double Ziploc bags and stuff like that in my kit. I keep all that kind of stuff charged and rotated so that way I always have fresh batteries on board. ACR, I am designing this kind of stuff, hence tactical and apparel in Tin Man. That's what the business is this kind of stuff, as well as scrim rifle covers, scrim helmet covers, scrim pack covers, stuff like that. So I'm getting into that stuff, kind of redesigning the wheel. Some of the guys here have heard, guys and gals have heard this already, and I spoke to Twin about it. So whenever we talk, I'll tell you about that stuff. But it's kind of like you had your Alice stuff. Then Alice gave birth to a daughter named Molly, right? Well, this is a new, say, the son of Molly, and his name will be Track. So that's what I'm trying to venture everything into. Um, Kind of playing to the strengths of all the different types of equipment without taking on any weaknesses, if at all possible. So, but this is the marksman and patrol rig. I'll take it off, put it back up because I put my stuff away when I'm done playing with it. But put that back up. But anyway, yeah, guys, thanks for jumping on with me here. Come up just 2 hours here, and I got stuff I got to get doing, and you know how that is. Yeah, chores and such. Get ready for going back to school tomorrow. Yay! So thank you guys for joining me. ACR, I will get with you after the live, get you the links, and we'll chat, bro. And thank all of you for joining in for your favorite domesticated moron to talk at you for a while through the YouTubes and such, the magics of the interwebs. And yeah, I hope all y'all guys have a great day, a great morning, great evening, whatever your time is in the world. Have a blessed day, and don't forget that hospitality goes beyond your own walls and your own home. Show hospitality to others out in the world. Carry the blessings that you have, bestow them on others too. Okay. So you guys take care, and yeah, stay classy, San Diego. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. That'll out.